looking forward to this one.
Yes, the games are coming thick and fast, aren't they? Good evening to you too. Happy Friday. We're off to Peterborough for part 2 of our week on the road following Pompey. It's been a good one so far.
Yes, mate. 2 good wins and a 3rd one tomorrow, Tom. 9 points in 1 week. Who needs Mourinho? We got Machinio.
Yeah. I thought you were going to jump that one in there. Welcome back to Fournilwrittenalloverit, everybody. We've really appreciated your support on the channel recently. A lot of numbers, Andrew. Big spikes in the graph.
Yeah, I think people are getting a bit more excited about the way things are unfolding at Fratton Park these days, aren't they?
Yes.
It's early days. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's 2 games.
And if they are enjoying what they're seeing, what should people do out there?
Tom, right there.
Right there. Are you subscribed?
Yeah, of course I am.
Do you get all the things pinged to your phone?
Yeah, all the stuff pinged in, yeah.
Even though you're in it? Do you like watching yourself?
Yeah, I watch
you
myself.
Like the sound of your own voice?
Yeah, everyone likes the sound of their own voice, don't they?
It's great to have you with us as always. We're making another away trip today, of course. We don't underestimate this side though, and with respect to Exeter and Fleetwood, this is a real litmus paper test for Pompey. Sending all love to Ben. As you would have seen, he wasn't involved in the Fleetwood video, and he didn't make a video on his channel, which is unusual for him, and he's missed Sheffield Wednesday and Pompey for very good reason. He hasn't been well. We were extremely worried about him yesterday. It's good to hear that he's now back on the mend. He's going to make a full recovery, which we're really pleased with, and looking forward to seeing him back what he's doing best very soon.
Yes, Tom, we're very much looking. Life's more important than football, innit? And get well soon, mate. But really looking forward to seeing you back on your channel.
We've been thinking about you loads, we really have.
Nice boy.
A couple of the boys won't be available tomorrow. Obviously, Joe Morrell picked up 2 yellows on Tuesday night, and Ronan Curtis picked up an injury. So, opportunity for some fresh legs, some fresh impetus in this side.
Yeah, I think 3 games in a week anyway. You probably would have changed it anyway. So this is a forced change. However, gives the other guys a good chance to prove themselves. The new manager as well, doesn't it?
A hat-trick of 2-0 wins is what I'm going for. What are you going for? Sunshine.
I fancy 4-0, Tom. 4-0 tomorrow. This is our first 4-0 of the season.
He bought a door, didn't he? He bought a door.
He bought a door because it's got to be doors.
It's got to be doors. I said at Fleetwood, everyone's got to be bringing. I said plastic. I meant cardboard. Everyone's got to be bringing some cardboard doors.
And you've bought one.
I've bought one.
And
yeah.
he's seen it as well
and
when they arrived.
Riley has seen it. Riley has seen it.
Dare to dream of a 9-point week.
Yeah, 2 wins on the bounce, obviously, and confidence is riding high. Fans are here, turning up in their numbers as always.
3 wins on the bounce. Let's do it. 2-0 again.
You'll see yourself on there. Hat trick of 2-0s.
Yeah.
What about you, mate?
Yeah. 2-1, I reckon.
Taking 2-1.
Rico Hackett Fairchild.
I'm going 2-0 Pompey.
Yeah, I'm really confident for today, and I really hope they can continue afterwards, especially if we get that first loss under him. We need to stick together and obviously support the boys as much as possible.
Afternoon.
Thank you very much, sir.
No access.
Just about missed it. You can see what the ref, I think you just caught the tail end of it. I think it's a penalty. Swansea's sort of clubbed his foot around him. Whether it's in or outside the box is the next question. Bobby Madley was in, no doubt. Upstairs, Johnson, Clark Harris.
positions when Peterborough have got into our final third, they look dangerous, especially on the width. Swanson's done much better, especially with the 50-50s that he's had to win in the air. But Ogilvie comes in too much. He comes far too in and leaves the out wide players. I think it's Ward that keeps getting the crosses in. Them in the final third compared to us in the final third, they're clinical.
Towler, one chance.
He had a chance early doors, didn't he?
Early doors.
Penalty, yeah, it's definitely a penalty. As much as we don't want to admit it was definitely inside the box and he caught him late.
Peterborough always goal rush side, they always concede, so if we get one, then momentum, get another one in front of us, I'll take a 2-2 at this point.
Peterborough look like they're playing with 12 men rather than 11. It always looks like there's that man over on either wing, and they're very wide, and they're literally both men are on the touchlines, both their wingers. They're very direct, and they're a really good side, and they're playing a lot better than Pompey are at the minute.
Yeah.
It's the simple truth.
Oh, here we go, 3-0.
I think he's had an absolute stinker from what I could see. Pompey, the pass out there to him while it's on the pitch. Feed the pig and he will score. It's happened twice in a week now. Come on, Pompey!
Fournilwrittenalloverit.
You'll look back on this when you've sobered up a little bit. Like, oh, we were outside the ground, weren't we? I thought we were really unlucky not to get at least something from that game. When you're 2-1 down and you're pushing like we were pushing, right, and you got such a moment of ascendancy, and that moment of ascendancy actually turned into a really good second half performance overall that I was really pleased with.
Last half hour was ours, but
goal gets given and you're on level terms at 2-2 and you're then pushing for 3-2, the game has a completely different complexion. I know we're talking about what ifs there, but you were saying to me, we know in the stands that was 2-2,
yeah,
really,
and
don't we?
It felt like one in the end as well. The boys, it's such a credit.
And the reaction
half, the way
as well,
the fans
yeah.
was behind them, that whole second half was
Yeah.
so different
Yeah.
to that first half. I had confidence that we could go on and win it, even when it obviously was only 2-1. You think with the time we still had left that we can go on and do it.
It looks like the decision, and I'm not quoting what the referee's seen or what the liner's given it for, we have to say that, and it's important to say, it looks like the decision's been given on an offside on Dane Scarlett, and yes, when the ball is played, he is in front of the second last defender, granted. Yeah. However, there is no genuine attempt to play the ball from Dane Scarlett, and in my opinion, the goal should stand. And there is an awful lot that happens post that moment as well, Reece, isn't there? There's a couple of shouts for penalties.
There's about 2 penalty claims we could have had, and you naturally think that one of the decisions out of the 4 that was in that one moment would have at least gone our way, whether it be the goal, whether it be one of the penalty decisions given for us. But the only time that wasn't given was obviously the decision, which was the final
The key
one,
moment,
offside,
yeah,
the
that's
key
it. 4-0 written all over it, being the home of impartiality that it is, could have been 3 or 4-0 down at points quite easily.
That's the thing you've got to remember, you know, you can take the second half and take the confidence from it, but you've also got to consider what needs to be corrected, like the first half performance, and it could have easily been 4-5, like you say, Tom.
Yeah, Posh have been a little bit more clinical. Perhaps they could have been out of sight a lot earlier than they actually were.
First big test for John in charge. We've got that first defeat. It's how we come back from it now.
Yes,
so,
there was so much appreciation for that, particularly second half. I think if we played that way first half, there wouldn't have been an awful lot of appreciation sent to the fans. Can have a smile, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. On that second half performance, I've got confidence in the lads moving forward in the rest of the season. That clearly the half-time team talk worked, and there's confidence again in the team. We're scoring goals. That's evident from the last 3 games. Yes, it's a defeat, but we go again, don't we?
You've got to give the boys, credit. They fought towards the end. First hour was shocking. Last half hour, though, grit, determination, all of that should never have been chalked off the goal. Really, we should be coming out of Peterborough with 1 point, which you then are very happy with. Mason Clark, he's
machine,
gravy,
machine.
To be fair. Yeah, stats don't mean everything in football. The only stat that matters is the scoreline. And if we take, obviously, we've got Plymouth, Barnsley and Plymouth coming up. Take that last half hour performance into them 2 games, we should be A-OK, and
it's a flag in the sand, isn't it? Yeah, it's a flag in the sand.
We are still here to do something in League One. It's still mathematically possible under Mousinho's Blues. You've got to back them all the way.
It's time to leave you, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on 4-0 written all over it tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you this one. Spoke to a Peterborough fan over there. He thinks we were unlucky. I think we were unlucky. It's how it goes in football sometimes, and Mousinho's loss had to come at some point. I'm actually really proud of the boys today, and I'm proud of the way they were backed, and proud of the way they performed, particularly second half. First half, we can kind of disregard and try and take as little of that forward as we possibly can. See you tomorrow night for 4-0 Sunday Live from 7 o'clock. After that, we'll be back at Fratton Park for the visit of Barnsley. Big game, that one. Another litmus paper test. Thanks for joining us. Keep the faith, and as always,
Play up, Pompey.
Play up, Pompey.